Yo, it's me, your boy, Shonen Boy here today. I'm here today to review the One Piece chapter, the latest chapter of One Piece, 1029, The Tower. So let's get straight into the video. So yeah, so the title page is a cute little title page about a Bonnie. That's her name, Bonnie. I haven't seen Bonnie in for ages. It's been so long since we've seen Bonnie, and she's hanging out with some beavers. I'm pretty sure they're beavers. I don't know. And they're eating soba. And it's like an eating contest or something like that. And yeah, it's a cute little title page, but nothing too special. So yeah. But let's get straight into the chapter. So yeah. So the first page, we get to see Queen versus Sanji, and Queen and Sanji, Sanji's talking about how his body's not feeling the same as it used to be. He's changing into like his brothers. He's getting an exoskeleton that is harder than metal or steel or whatever you want to call it. He basically has a really tough outer skin that can ordinary things can't really hurt him, like a sword or something like that. And Queen uses his sword to strike Sanji, and it breaks apart. And Queen is fascinated by Sanji. He's like, oh yeah, I remember this from Judge. He said that he can make an exoskeleton around people, making them really durable and really hard to hit and injure them, because they've got an exoskeleton that's harder than metal or steel or whatever. So And Sanji's like, I don't want to change into a heartless monster like my brothers. Let's be real, Sanji. You're not going to change into your brothers, okay? You're not going to do that, okay? You're just getting new powers, okay? You're just getting all of your Germa 66 genes are coming up now, probably because you put on the raid suit. And yeah, so it's not you're not going to change, Sanji, okay? So stop thinking you're going to change. And Queen when Queen hit his cheek, Sanji just grabs his cheek and sort of buffs it out. And And this is a cool power-up for Sanji, I guess. But now that he's got this power-up, does he really need the raid suit anymore? I would honestly like to see him put it on again. But with this whole new power-up where he's got an exoskeleton that's it's harder than metal or steel, whatever you want to call it. It's does he really need that durability that the raid suit gives him anymore? Because he's already got that with his exoskeleton. So but whatever. So yeah. But yeah, so Sanji's basically running away, trying to gather his thoughts, and Queen is basically running after him. So yeah. And that's pretty much the first page of the chapter. So yeah. And then moving on, we get to see a little bit more of Sanji versus Queen. One of the lackeys of Queen shoots Sanji in the back of the head with a gun, and Sanji turns around and says, "Ow, that hurt!" And he was about to probably go try and kick one of them, and then Queen bombs the shit out of him. So we don't really get to see what happens after that, because we cut away to Law and Kid versus Big Mom. Now, I really wish that we would have seen more about this fight, because, Kid is on the ground, and Law is Kid, get up, you're kind of useless here, and Big Mom is literally going to end Kid, and with her massive, sword and everything like that, and I'm just like, damn, oh god, so what happened here? Kid is on the ground, probably because of, Hawkins and him, Hawkins and Killer having their battle, because Hawkins is connected to Kid by his Devil Fruit, and he's probably stabbing himself or running into things or something like that, and and it's affecting Kid because he's connected to Hawkins that is giving him the injury. So yeah. So that's basically what's happening on this page. Kid is on the ground, and Law is trying his best to fight Big Mom, and Big Mom is looking like she's gonna end Kid's life. So yeah, but yeah, moving on. Law is saying to Kid, like, you're a bit useless here, Kid. Get up. We got to fight this, Big Mom together if we have any chance of actually defeating her. And Law does counter strike on Big Mom and everything like that. And Prometheus, attacks Law with a stolen fire, and it's a pretty cool move. We don't get to see what happened to Law. He's KO'd pretty much. I'm pretty sure he's out of the fight, and Big Mom basically uses her sword to strike Kid, and he's looking like he's down for the count. And Law and Kid do not look like they are having the best of time versus Big Mom at all. So so moving on. And then we move over to Killer versus Hawkins. Killer versus Hawkins, I've already read this chapter, and this fight is pretty cool. Hawkins is basically the villain in this sort of like scenario, and Killer is trying to defeat him so that Kid isn't connected to him anymore, so that Kid can do his thing, defeat Big Mom and everything like that, because I have a very good feeling that Kid is going to defeat Big Mom. I have a pretty good feeling that's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, Hawkins is running into like pillars and everything like that just to, hurt Kid and everything like that, and Killer's saying, oh, stop that, you can have my life, stop doing that, that's my captain, and like you can take my life. And Hawkins is sort of laughing at Killer because he ate one of the smiles and he's had really bad luck up until this point and everything like that. And he's like, you've had a really rough time, ever since you came here. You've eaten a smile, you've you can't, you have to laugh all the time. You didn't even get a power up from the smile. You got a dud from one of the smiles, and you can't swim anymore. And Killer has been through the ringer. He has been through the ringer, and he's just had a really bad time in Wano. So, and same with Kid. Killer and Kid have had a rough time, going through Wano. So but yeah. And so moving on, Hawkins is talking about how you can't really beat Big Mom and Kaido. They're just way too powerful. And in the new world, you either like Luffy, stand out above the rest and try to take them on, or you bow down to them and get in line, because honestly, these two monsters are way too powerful, and you cannot defeat them without being someone like Luffy or something like that. So he's basically saying you can't defeat these guys, they're way too powerful. What can you really do against monsters like these? So and Killer looks like he was pretty much down for the count at this point, and then he he also asks about Hawkins' ability, where he when he says like, if you get hurt or anything like that, or if something happens to you and you don't have a receiving end to go upon, like if I, let's say he basically chops off Hawkins' arm, and because Kid does not have his left arm, he chops off Hawkins' left arm, and Hawkins is like, how did you chop off my arm like that? And Killer's like, Kid doesn't have a left arm, and and that's and I thought that's how this fight was gonna go, because Kid does not have a left arm, Hawkins has a left arm, just chop off his left arm and be done with it. And so pretty much that's how the fight sort of goes. Killer chops off Hawkins' left arm. He says, how did you do that? And Killer says, like, Kid does not have a left arm and everything like that. And Hawkins, lifts up one of his cards, and it says "The Death Upright," and he thinks like Hawkins thinks that he's got this in the bag. He thinks he's got this fight in the bag, but then he releases that straw demon thing, whatever it is. I don't really know what it's called, but it basically, that straw demon type of thing that we saw at the start of Wano, where Zoro fought that thing. He releases that out of his arm and fights Killer with it, and Killer chops off its head, and then he picks up another card, which is the Tower card, which is the title of this chapter, and so yeah, and then the last bit of the chapter is Killer defeating Hawkins. Hawkins is down for the count, and and then he says now that you're free, go and do your thing, partner. And I'm pretty sure Killer's going to be down for the count as well, so he's probably not going to be doing anything at this particular point in time. I don't think Hawkins is dead or anything like that, but he's out for the time being. Like he's KO'd, and I'm pretty sure Killer is going to be KO'd at the same time. Now that now that Kid is no longer connected to Hawkins, and he's no longer getting injured from Hawkins, running into pillars or stabbing himself or whatever. Honestly, I really do think that we're going to get a Kid and also Law, because Law looks like in one of the panels, he does look like he got back on his feet. I do think we're going to get Law and Kid versus Big Mom, and they're going to defeat Big Mom. Either Kid gets a last shot on Big Mom and he takes her down, or it's Law and Kid together taking down Big Mom, because this is going to happen. I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen. Kid and Law are going to take down Big Mom, or Law is down for the count. He's not going to get up anymore. But it seems like in that little panel, Law does look like he did get up, and they're going to take down Big Mom. Okay, I was a bit shaky on it before. Can Law and Killer take down Big Mom? Because Big Mom, she is one of the Yonko for a reason. She is really, really powerful. She's a literal monster, like Hawkins said in this chapter. Like Kaido and Big Mom are monsters. They are powerful as hell, and they are tanks. They can take a lot of hits, and they will not go down unless you have some massive, OP, massive attack that's going to take them down. You will literally have to whittle away at them until they eventually until they eventually fall. So honestly, I think that Kid and Law are going to take down Big Mom. I was a little bit shaky on it before, but now that I've read this chapter, I'm like, okay, I feel like Law and Kid are going to take down Big Mom, and obviously Luffy's going to take down Kaido. But and this chapter, I would probably give it a good solid 7 out of 10. It's a alright, decent chapter. Kid and Killer get their time to shine. Mainly Killer, because he defeats Hawkins, and now that Hawkins is no longer connected to Kid can do his thing, and he can take down Big Mom. So that's basically the review of this chapter. It's a decent chapter. I like it. It's a pretty good chapter. But yeah. But anyways, this is your boy, Shonen Boy, signing out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Do you think that Kid and Law are going to take down Big Mom, or do you think they have no chance? Big Mom's going to take them down, and they have no chance of winning. I think that they're going to be able to take down Big Mom in probably the next chapter, or maybe sometime when we go back to this fight. But I'm pretty sure that Kid and also Law are going to take down Big Mom. So yeah. But anyways, until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day.